Not your average tabletop. Woohoo!
Welcome to Not Your Average Tabletop. I'm Zach.
And I'm Mac.
And today we are talking about 10 new to us games that we've played so far in 2025 and have enjoyed.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily our top 10 so far this year, but it could be.
Yeah.
It could be. We'll see at the end of the year which ones of these end up making our top 10 of the year list. So you'll have to subscribe to see that list eventually. I think that'll come in January of 2026.
This is just a little sampling.
Little teaser of that. But yeah, just some that we've enjoyed just in case. There might be some of these we do not play again and then may just not make the list because sometimes there's a little bit of recency bias, I think, at least for me.
Yeah.
Just because some of the games we only play like a couple times in the year. So, just at least capture some of those.
I don't know if we're exactly the same, but I think I'm near 70 games, new to me games this year. So, which is a lot higher than last year already at this time. And pretty close to breaking last year's record. So,
yeah. Let us know in the comments below how many new games you've played this year. Or just in general, how many different games you've played, how many games in total. I feel like I've played a lot of games in total on Board Game Arena specifically. I've played almost 200 games. A Wings fan, I know, but that is not new to me this year.
Yeah.
Otherwise, that might have made the list for how much I've played it. But yeah, these are not necessarily 2025 titles, so know that some of them are older. It's just games we've finally gotten around to.
Just getting there.
But yeah, I'll start with a little bit of a kind of extra. I don't know, some people might not really call it a game. I probably wouldn't necessarily call it a game. But on Board Game Arena specifically, plug Board Game Arena, even though get nothing for it.
Sponsors, please.
There's a logic puzzle. It's just called Logic, and there's like these 3 different puzzles. They've got a daily challenge where you try to do it as quickly as possible. And I'm like seeing some of these times, and I'm like, there's no way people are completing them this fast. I'm like, I can't even click that fast. Not only do you have to solve it, but you have to click that fast. Like even when I know it immediately, I'm like, I just can't. I can only click so fast. I can't believe it. But anyway, I think they're a lot of fun. They've been a lot of fun. Me and Pepper have played a decent amount of them, but yeah, whether or not it's really a game, it's more of just a logic puzzle, but I've had a lot of fun with those. So if you like logic puzzles and like, timed versions of them, I know some people don't like being forced to have a timer on those kind of things, and you don't have to. You can just play it without worrying about the clock too, but yeah, I think those are a lot of fun. So if you like those kind of things, I would highly recommend going to Board Game Arena, and it's just called Logic, and then there's kind of 3 different puzzle types, but they all kind of feel similar.
Okay.
So, I don't know, do you like logic puzzle?
I guess I would have to
It's kind of like putting things in a certain position based on criteria.
Oh.
So it's like this one has to be right of this one, and this one is in this spot kind of thing, those kind of puzzles.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I like those.
Yeah, you have to try
You're just now sharing with me.
Yeah, well, maybe we'll have to do them.
Okay. All right, well...
So we'll get to your 10. These are not in a specific order.
Yeah,
I think we just picked 10. So.
Yep, just 10. We just picked 10. So, early on, one of the games we played this year was Bamboo, and I really enjoyed that playthrough. It's so cute. You actually get to, grow and use bamboo, and then kind of has some different things with food and other elements like that, but I really enjoyed how it kind of worked and how using your bamboo at the different shrines would get you different things, and kind of just that gameplay in general. It's kind of different than anything else that I feel like we've played, just by virtue of actually stacking bamboo pieces and then taking new bamboo pieces of different colors to try and get different shrines and stuff. So I just had fun with that one, and it's kind of been nagging in the back of my brain to go back and play it. So we'll see if we do that.
Yeah, we'll have to try that one again. I think the production on that one's pretty solid.
So good.
We've probably got an unboxing video, so you can go search our channel and see if you can find that, because, yeah, very, very solid piece. It looks really nice. Really colorful. Just like my number 10, also pretty colorful. And I'm going to spoil it. It's going to be a spoiler here, probably, if we do another Not Your Average Tabletop Awards. I don't remember what we called it last year, but we just do kind of some strange categories. At least we did last year. It's the first time we've done it. And I think if we do Surprise of the Year game, I think this would be my vote for Surprise of the Year, and that is Drop It. I was I don't know, really pleasantly surprised by this. I just was like, I want to see, because we went to this convention where they had like a big version of this game, and it's a game where you're just dropping these different colored shapes into kind of a, I mean, the closest thing I can think of is what is it called?
Oh, Connect Four?
Connect Four, where you drop them down into slots.
Makes me think of Plinko, but without the pegs.
I suppose, yeah. It's basically that kind of concept where you're dropping it in, but it's all one big area. It's not like different separated ones. But you just have to make sure your piece that you drop in does not end up when it's done, when it's stopped. It's not touching a similar shape, and it's not touching your color.
Yeah.
To score points, and you score more and more as it goes higher and higher. And I thought it was maybe just a gimmick, but I was like, they really sell this as a really fun game here. Let's just try it just to see what it's like. And I was just like, wow, I don't know what makes me like this game so much. It's just a fun, quick thing. It's a family-style game. I highly recommend it if you have kids and stuff, because I think it's a very simple thing to understand. Like, you just are dropping them in there. It's quick, so you don't. It's not like, what is it, like 20 minutes maybe? Mm-hmm. So
I actually did play with kids recently, and
they
liked it too. So
yeah.
All right, my next game is a game we played at a convention, and that is the Rose King. So I'm kind of surprised by this one, honestly, with myself, but it's funny because after we played that, it was one where I was real close to asking you to play it again. I just thought it was interesting because you draw cards that have swords on them, and the swords are pointing in a certain direction. So with those cards, you get to place a little piece of yours, a little circle thing on a grid board.
It's kind of makes me think of like a checkers grid.
It's kind of like Othello maybe, but so you have to place it the way your sword is facing, and so you're trying to group your people together and also try and cut off some other discs. It has some kind of unique cards too that let you like pick one of your opponents up and like move them off the board essentially, but by the end you're trying to like multiply your biggest groups into sections. And so I think we had I guess I had a lot of fun with that one. I think the give and take back and forth in that one was really interesting, and I felt like fairly balanced. I went a little too hardcore right away, so I had no cards left up my sleeve at the end, so you ended up pulling out a W, but
yeah, I think that is probably the reason why you wanted to play it again, because it does have that element in it of timing, because you get special ability cards that you only get so many of, and if you use them quicker than the opponent, then I think the opponent kind of gets the hammer, potentially. So, yeah, I liked that one quite a bit, too. I like whenever cards have, like, a directional thing that's on the board. It makes me think of, like, Tricky Tides. That's one that I always think about wanting to play every now and then, because I'm like, there's just something cool about that trick-taking, and depending on what card you use, it has certain directions you can go. I always like that on cards. I feel like not enough games use that, but I don't even know what I'd call that. So, yeah, good pick. We'll see if you like this pick. Mine was also, my first two here have been in that convention, but this was a different convention. And this was a heavier game that we learned with a very solid production value as well. Maybe, I think, it could be argued that it's towards the top of the ones we've talked about so far, and that is Inferno. So I think the meeples, the wooden things were all really cool in this edition. It might have been a deluxe edition, I don't remember. But yeah, this one was just an interesting game, and it's been a while now. I mean, it's almost been it was at the beginning of the year, so it's almost been half a year now since we played it, actually. So I don't remember exactly how everything went, because we only played it the one time. But I just thought it was cool because you've got these different colored meeples, and you're going down the layers of hell, the souls and the layers of hell, and each layer is kind of a different color, and once that meeple of the certain color, the soul of the certain color, got to that spot, then you scored them, and the lower they went, the higher they were worth. But then you could bring other souls through like those chains and get them like down to the bottom quicker and stuff, and I thought that was a cool thing. It maybe wasn't quite as cool as I would have liked, but it still was interesting, and like I think you probably had the move of the game the one time that I didn't even realize you could do, and you were able to like bring one of them like way down. I didn't even see it
I got
coming.
so many points.
I was very impressed with that move. It's probably the most memorable part of the game.
Truly.
But so you could have moves like that, and yeah, I thought you're scoring these cards in some way. I'm trying to remember exactly how they worked, but I remember that being a big part of it, and actually being able to get those cards was kind of a pain.
Yeah.
And you're also going up these tracks. I think they corresponded with each other.
Yeah.
So that was. I don't know if 2 players was maybe. I can't remember. Was it not maybe the best to do it that way because of how those tracks scored?
Yeah.
Because you either won or lost, kind of thing.
Yeah, it was pretty limited.
I think there was something with that.
Yeah, and we didn't get souls out nearly at like a decent
Yeah.
pace because there's a top portion where above hell, like the actual mainland, where you're actually doing like moves and stuff.
Oh, yeah,
that kind
that's
of
where you're doing the
felt
actions.
disjointed from the rest of it, but the actions kind of determine the color of soul that was going to be dropped into the Inferno. So, yeah, it was unique. Definitely nothing like it that I can think of. So,
Yeah.
good pick.
Yeah, I'm willing to play it again. If I don't remember if it's Grand Gamers Guild. For some reason, I was thinking or Burnt. I don't remember. Someone. I don't
Whoever
know.
makes the game,
Whoever
send
makes
it to
it,
him.
send it to us so we can play it again. Get those souls, send them down.
All right.
Accuse those souls.
All right. The next game on my list is Biohack. And we played this kind of early in the game when you were going through your Japanese game theme.
Uchibakoya?
Set, yeah. I don't know. Just all of a sudden, a bunch of games came from somewhere.
I think it was a Kickstarter. So
Japanese.
they were. I don't think they were like in the U.S. at all. And he did a new Game Founder Kickstarter with all his past things. And Mike DeLisio from the Dice Tower really pushed heavily all of
On
these,
that.
and he's one that likes like Garfield
Yeah.
games, and I like Garfield quite a bit. So I was like,
Yeah.
okay, these are strategy games that Mike likes.
Yeah, so Zach was heavily influenced. I like this one. I mean, I feel like other games do something like this, but like essentially there's some worker placement, and it's limited worker placement for where you can go. I think the most unique part is there's kind of like these monsters essentially that you buy or build out to form like a tableau, and you're trying to get like kind of either set collection or the cards just give you something extra. And I really thought that the give and take between the worker placement and the card tableau really worked well together, and so I really like that. Not to mention, the game is just, like, super quirky. Like, the art, the colors, like, just not your typical wheat, wood, stone thing. It was, like, hot pink.
The
and,
closest
like,
I could think of is Dinosaur Island, because you
Yeah.
were kind of getting DNA in this one,
Yeah.
and in that one you're also getting DNA.
Yeah, that's true. I
But-
forgot about the DNA. Yeah, so, yeah, for sure. So,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just kind of unique and a
Yeah,
fun,
that one
colorful
almost made my list. That one was right up there, and we'll see. I feel like all the Uchibakoya, I don't think any of them made my list. Those ones I want
Wow.
to replay all of those. So
Okay.
I think they could make my year-end list. Wow, it just made your list.
I like Bio Garden. I didn't like Aqua Farm, Garden, Zoo, whatever it
I
was.
liked Bio Garden. I didn't like Aqua Farm. You liked Biohack, but didn't like Aqua Garden.
Yeah. That's the one.
What about Ostia? We'll see about that.
Oh yeah, I want to play that one again. I don't know where you've got it hidden, but
Well, that's the other
gone.
one that we got to play again.
Yeah.
That almost made my list, but yeah. I like worker placement games, and speaking of worker placement games, there's one I played on Board Game Arena here, and that is Federation. It's a heavier game. I played this one with Pepper, and on this one, it is another one that's basically tracks the game, even though they're kind of hidden tracks. I don't know what this one would look like in real life, because I was like, holy smokes, I feel like this would take up a ton of room, because on the Board Game Arena version of it, you've kind of got this big, I don't know, I haven't watched Star Wars, but people that have reviewed it have said it's like basically like the council or whatever in Star Wars, where you're voting and stuff, voting with your worker placement moves, and depending on kind of which side you put your action on, it like is this one or that one as the outcome. By the end, whichever side has more, you go with that, and then it scores something at the end of each round. But anyway, so your worker placement spots are a lot of these planets that you go to that all kind of score slightly differently. But they're essentially all just kind of unique tracks that I just really this one felt really interesting to me. It felt rewarding. I really like that in games when it feels like you're getting a lot back from the tracks or going up them is a lot of fun. You're scoring more points and stuff. And I thought the worker placement in this one was kind of interesting because you had these different options. You could either be kind of putting it towards the vote, or you could be going up these other tracks that allow you to score at the end of the game. There's just a lot going on in the game, but I really enjoyed all of it. And I'm actually surprised how well I thought it worked with 2 players. Now I can't remember if there was a third kind of bot player or not, or how that worked. 'Cause I think there were some spots that were filled in, but I don't remember how that was determined. It's all taken care of by Board Game Arena, so sometimes that's hard to know exactly how that plays differently in person.
Yeah, I think you're finding that out a lot now. So, all right, my 4th one is I have a lot of like Asian games on this list, so that's funny. My 4th one is Tokaido. Which was, I think, the reprint by Stonemaier Games that we got. And I don't know, I just had a lot of fun with this one. It's not, is it Rondell or what's the thing for it?
I don't know, the river, Ratchet. Yeah. It's not really a river, I don't know. It's the one-way river. You just kind of, it's a track, one-way track. You just go down it until the end of the game. Yeah. Once you go to a spot, you can't go backwards.
There are stopping points.
There are stopping points.
Yeah. So, I don't know. We just had fun with this one. It's not, like, very heavy at all, but between you and me and the automated third player, I thought it was kind of just fun to just go down that track, see where you land, what you get blocked from, make the best of it, try and get the most points in each area. It's definitely not, like, a hard or heavy game. Probably doesn't come with like very difficult decisions either, but it's just kind of a unique, simple thing where you're just literally trying to score as many points as you can from these different options. So, I thought stopping every so often at like an inn was a really nice way to kind of reset and go forward. Even though you kind of rushed to all of them, it worked out well for me. So.
Yeah,
and it's got beautiful artwork, so that one's...
It is.
It's easy on the eyes.
Yeah, it's a good choice. Good choice. My number 7 is also one that I played on Board Game Arena.
Oh, boy.
And that is Orapa Mine. And this one is also kind of a logic puzzle. It also makes me think a little bit of Battleship, but not really. And I think this one would also play different in real life because you'd have to have someone controlling. So there's these different shapes with different colors put out on the board, and it's a grid board, and you'll have like A, B, C, D, whatever, have the letters on the sides or something, and the numbers on the top and bottom, and you'll send a ray through whatever one, and then the other person, but in this case it's the computer telling us, it will say that comes out as blue in C.
Oh boy.
So it goes in this way and comes out this way, and you keep kind of asking it those questions and seeing how it comes out, and you have to determine where those shapes are on those grids. And yeah, I really love the game. It's a lot of fun. I think we had one that had the brown color, which is it's kind of hitting off of almost everything in the grid, which does not happen very often, it seems like. So it was it's a really fun game.
Interesting. It sounds kind of crazy, but I'd play it.
Yeah,
I'd play it. All right, my next one is Rebirth.
I'll just say right now, my number 6 is also Rebirth.
Oh, funny. Nice. Good crossover. Good crossover.
It's crazy that it's also on the number, considering we didn't put them in any specific order.
We did not, no. Yeah, so, I mean, this is a fun game. I like the bag draw on this one, and, like, how it kind of plays out for how you use that, because you really are limited and all of that stuff. So, do you want to talk more about it?
I don't know. The big draw, I don't know if that was the most interesting to me, because you could just kind of get the wrong things over and over. But I do like the placing on the board and determining when to go in certain locations and when to kind of just score points, because a lot of it is getting these two different, the energy and the plants, and you're wanting to kind of put those next to ones you've already placed, because the whole group, if you add a 1 to a group of 4, you'll get 5 points for that kind of thing. So you're wanting to do that, but sometimes you'll get these goal cards throughout the game, and sometimes you want to kind of occupy certain areas of the board to meet a requirement. So it's kind of like, do I just add this and gain another 6 points, or do I add it here, which will kind of start another group essentially, but it'll help me towards my goal card. Kind of making those decisions. It's simple. It's not like, oh my gosh, it's a crazy decision, but it keeps it interesting. It's enough to keep it very interesting.
Yeah.
And the scoring on it makes a lot of sense. And the artwork on this one's amazing. Definitely recommend checking out our unboxing on this one. Very solid components.
It is. And the components are just beautiful.
It's a Reiner Knizia game, so if you like Reiner Knizia games and it sounded like that to you, where it's like, it sounds like a simple game, it is exactly that.
Yeah. It's a good one. And if you're a fan of Scotland, big
Ireland,
big thumbs up. All right, well then hopping down to 6 here, I have
6, 5.
Yeah. No, 5 was Rebirth.
Oh, you've got them backwards. Okay.
All right, so mine is Bonsai, which I've heard of and we talked about. Like then we got it, and it like the bonsai tree is just kind of like a thing, and so think we've thought they were cool, so to have a board game about them was pretty cool. The way the game plays is really interesting with the cards and stuff. The trees, however, I'm like, I don't know what to expect. We've only played it one time, but I'm like, I'd be really interested to know how the trees shape out, because I feel like I'm going to build it the same every single time. But that might not be the most optimal solution. But I thought it was still cool how you could get the things and you kind of are building off both sides of the base of your tree for things you could plant and tools you can use to plant those things, and that kind of plays into it. The scoring, I think, is sort of unique. There are some ways to like switch it up a little bit, but I could see that getting a little samey. But we laughed, I think, a lot with our game, because by the time we were done, the bonsai trees were looking a little sparse. So it's a miracle they even grew that way, but
Right. It's a miracle they gave us as many points as they did.
Yeah.
They did not look great.
It was twiggy with very little leaves. Didn't look like any of the examples. We might have played it wrong, but
she's sticking with the kind of chill, simple games.
Yeah.
Got Takedo and now Bonsai.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like those both give kind of general, very chill vibes. If you're looking for those kind of games, but they're both relatively simple games as well. My number 5, going back to Board Game Arena, Sea Salt and Paper, which is a Bruno Catala game. It's one that I feel like I'd heard a lot of people talk about, and I'm like, I don't know what this game is. I don't know why. Now I don't even remember what I had originally thought it was. I thought it was something else.
okay.
And then we ended up playing it, and it's just like you're trying to make you're trying to score so many points and then kind of just end the round.
Oh.
And you're trying to, so you have two choices. You can either end the round, and then you get your points, your opponent gets their points, or you can challenge your opponent. They get one more turn to beat you in total points. And if they do, then they get their points, and you only get, I think, your colors? How was it? And then if you win, you get all your points, and your opponent only gets their colors.
Oh.
So it's kind of like back and forth kind of thing. And then it's the first one to 40 total points. So I think the first time you can challenge your opponent is once you get up to at least 7 points. But you got I think boat cards, crab cards, fish, mermaids. Most of those you can get pairs, and then they allow you to either do an additional action or steal a card from an opponent. Not my favorite thing in games, but I think it's fine in this one. Mm-hmm. Jesse always stole, so there's 4 mermaids. If you ever get all those, I think you just insta-win. We haven't done that yet. Well, I haven't. Maybe Jesse has in his games. But he usually would steal those from me, because that would score whichever. So there's different colored cards as well. It would score your most. The most you had. Whenever I try to explain kind of simple concepts, I make it way harder than it has to be. Whatever color you have the most cards in, they'll score that. So they're usually really, really good cards to get. You don't want your opponent to get those, but he'd usually steal those from me.
Nice.
But no, I think it's a really simple game. I'm making it sound way more complicated than it is. Because, you're either just drawing up cards or you're saying, done. I'm scoring my points here, or I'm challenging you to score points.
Yeah.
I think it's a very simple game, and I don't know. It's one that I wish I had played earlier because I'd heard a lot of people talk about it, but I don't even remember. I thought it was some other type of game, though, for some reason. I don't know if I thought it was auction or something. Something that I thought required more players, but it worked really well, too. So
Sounds a little crazy for me, but I'm glad you liked it.
You'll try it, and you'll be like, I don't know what you were saying in that video, but it's nothing like that. And then at the end of the year, you'll say, okay, everybody, if you watched our mid-year video where Zach tried to explain sea salt and paper, erase that from your memory and let me explain it. That's what you're going to be saying.
We'll see about that. All right, well, my next one is Hardback, and we played that at a convention. I liked it so much you got it from me as a gift. So this one is pretty interesting because you are kind of like building out different... Oh, Cookie's going to join. Hi, Cookie. So you're building out different words using the cards in your hand. So I feel like, and it's like at least a minimum of 4-letter words, right? Or 5. Mm-hmm. So you're trying to use all your words, or all your letters, because each letter gets you a different item, or kind of like a special ability. And there's different genres of things that you can write, so that all kind of plays into the overall gameplay. Zach ended up just getting one word that worked over and over real well for him.
Yeah.
So...
Well, no, I used the same letters, but was able to create multiple words with them.
Yes, that he somehow...
But I was wondering, I'm like, can you just play the same word?
Yeah.
Because I kept getting all these really solid letters, and I pretty much kept spelling... I think they were just kind of letters that were used in a lot of words, so I could just create pretty much any word I wanted, it seemed like.
Yeah. Yeah, so, I mean, we had a lot of fun. I think it's silly, like, to try and find 5-letter words, but, like, the more complicated piece comes with, like, having cards in the same genre, using the cards, all the cards to spell a word, having decent letters to use, and all of that, so... you got it from me. You haven't played it again, but I'm really interested in getting it back to the table. So.
Yeah, that's a good pick. My next pick is getting back to Reiner Knizia, and that is it's a game that's probably the oldest on any of our lists, maybe, and that is Through the Desert.
Camels.
This was one that I think originally. I remember right because I had you guess it. I think it was 1998 or 1999.
Yeah.
So it's been around for a while, and this I think was the reprint from All Play maybe. But yeah, this is a game with some area control elements where you're putting out your lines of camels and trying to kind of cut off different areas on the map, and then you score points based on kind of the areas that you get the size of those areas. And yeah, you're doing these different colored camels, so you're cutting them. You can't like intersect the different colors together. Mm-hmm. You can't.
Everyone has the same colors of camels.
Right. Well, yeah. I think we played a 2-player version, so I think we had all the same or something. I think with more players, then I think it changes it slightly. You don't have all of them.
Okay.
But yeah, I really enjoyed what this one was doing. It was really simple. You were kind of just getting to pick which colored camels you wanted to do and how you wanted to add them out there, and just little bits of trying to sneak a little bit more area or do this or do that. Trying to get those bonus point tiles, tokens that were out on the board.
Surrounded
the
oases.
Yeah, I think it... Yeah, this is one that I want to get back to the table because it is very simple, just like Rebirth on there as well. It had that kind of wasn't quite the same feel, but I mean, in terms of simplicity, it had that kind of feel. And if you have not played it before, I would highly recommend checking it out, especially if you do like kind of that area control, like, or cutting off areas sort of gameplay.
All right. Well, my next one is another game we played at a convention. I think that's my last convention game for the list, and that is Marrakesh. We had...
I might as well just say this one, since the order doesn't really matter. This one's also on my list.
Oh, okay. Perfect. Another crossover. Go us. So I think this is one of the first games we played at the convention that day, and I think we had a lot of fun. I haven't really seen a cube tower before. I wasn't.
And then we got to see a couple of them.
And then we saw a couple of them, and Marrakesh by far was my favorite cube tower that we had used. And so I think it's just really cool how that comes out, how you pick the different colors of cubes that come out, and then how that kind of plays into the spots on the main board for picking actions or getting things. And so I also love the player boards, and putting them on there, like essentially charging an action, I think is kind of what it would be. Just like the whole dynamic between the three things, between the game board, the dice tower, or the cube tower, and the player board. I just thought like that really was some good magic there, and I had fun playing it.
Yeah, definitely my favorite. We played a lot of the older Stefan Feld games, and this was probably my favorite of the, I think we played 3 or 4 total of the whole bunch of them. I did like the tower in Amerigo. I thought that one was pretty cool. And I felt like that one held it a little bit better too. I feel like originally when we were like the first few rounds that we played, I feel like everything was coming out of that, and then we got to a point in the game where then all of a sudden it started holding them a little bit better. So I don't know what happened there, but yeah, I enjoyed that as well, trying to pick which ones you were going to do to which area of your board you were going to activate, or take those caches in, I think they were called.
Caches.
I really liked it, and I thought all the areas felt really cool. We have not gotten our copy of it. That we must have liked it if I got a copy of it, but we have not gotten that to the table. It isn't as deluxified as the other one, so we will see. I just didn't. The worst part is that one has that awkward box shape. This version of it, even though it says Essential Edition, I don't know what that even means anymore. It doesn't have the wooden caches. It just has cardboard ones. So it has the wooden ones that go into the tower. You don't have to put cardboard pieces into the tower and hope they go down. But once you pick them, you replace them with those. So we'll see if it ends up being as good feeling. But I think the whole game felt good enough, and it still felt very Stefan Feldy, just because you got all those areas you're working on at once.
Always. So many areas.
Point salady.
Yeah. All right, well, the next one for me, then, since we both had Marrakesh, is Fromage. And I didn't really quite know. Zach had talked about this game, how he liked it and stuff, and I kind of thought it was maybe gimmicky with the cheese wheel spinning.
I think this made my top 10 last year, right?
Yeah, I didn't play it until this year. So we did play it, and I was like, this is great. That was fun. And then I was like, can we play it again and again? And I think we played it 3 or 4 times this year. And I think I've just had more fun every time we play it. Figuring out your cheeses and like how to plan for the right cheese at the right time and the different actions. Like, it's fairly simple, but like actually playing the game is like, I don't know why, but it's not always easy for me to plan moves in advance, and I wouldn't say that I'm necessarily like planning moves in Fromage, but like this one I think is super easy to learn that skill in, because you know for a fact how long your cheese is going to be gone when you place it, depending on its color and stuff. So and direction. And so I just really like it. The production is just fantastic on this game. I love how the wheel of cheese turns. Well, it's a wheel of France, but cheese. And so just lots of things to love about that game.
Yeah, and we will see how the Formaggio expansion plays out.
See if it wrecks a good thing.
Changes the boards up, I think.
See if it wrecks a
Otherwise,
good thing.
I think it keeps pretty much everything the same, but I think it just adds different boards you can slide in and out, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a good choice. It'd probably be on my list if I hadn't already played it in the prior year. But one that was new to me this year that a lot of people have played many hours of, and so many people that it was on it was in the top spot on Board Game Geek for a few years, and that is Gloomhaven, but specifically Gloomhaven Digital. I think now that I've played Gloomhaven as the digital version, I can't ever imagine playing it in person because I'd assume there would be a lot of setup and a lot of keeping track of different things that it just felt like, okay, it feels like the system's taking care of me here. I've played it on Steam. It was free for a while. I don't think it was for a month or two. I think that might be over now, unfortunately, but I would still highly recommend it. I think if you are interested in Gloomhaven or have I played Gloomhaven Jaws of the Lion before a little bit, and I knew I had liked that. I think if you know you like that one and they're like, hey, I'd like to get into that, I would highly recommend trying the digital version of it, because I think it's really solid and it keeps track of it. Even if you had to pay full price, I think you're getting your money's worth. I think if you're buying the physical copy, I think that's going to be $100 to $200 at this point. But no, I love the combat system in this, dungeon crawliness. Pretty much the whole game. There is a little bit more, there's some story elements in it, but most of the game is going through a dungeon and using the card system, combat system. So if you don't like that, I don't think you're going to like the game. It's not going to make you like
niche.
it. But yeah, I really enjoy the system that they have there. So yeah,
Nice. All right. Well, my last one so far this year is going to be Forest Shuffle, which I feel like it needs a different name, but I'll let that slide because the gameplay is really great. Essentially, you have a little forest and some options for what you can add to your forest coming out every so often. And so you need to build trees in your forest, and then you can build woodland creatures around your trees to score points. And so it's kind of this salad or
it's a tableau builder.
And so it's just like...
But you're getting points on every single
exactly
tree that you've placed.
And then, like, all the animals kind of work off the other animals within the forest itself. So it's kind of like this one big mass of, like, how much can I get in my forest for points? And so I really enjoyed that one. The trees are all different. The animals are all different. It's super interesting. I feel like there's lots of ways to make it work. Lots of ways to not make it work. But overall, I think that it comes with some really great options and has a really nice feel to it that you don't get a lot. Like just how it kind of works out and the way that you build around the tree, I think is really unique. So a good time.
Yeah, I always like multi-use cards, and this one does it in a really great way. This is another one that I'd played in a previous year on Board Game Arena. This is kind of the first year that I've played it on the physical copy, and I think it works really well outside of the scoring. But did get a scoring app, and it actually seemed to work. So yeah, I would highly recommend that scoring app if this is one you do like to play the physical copy of. But yeah, solid game. But we've got another game with animals in it that I don't think you like nearly as much as I did, but we're going back to the conventions that we played at, and that is Life of the Amazonia. And this is from the same publisher that brought us Wondrous Creatures, which was another one you didn't like quite as much as I did. But I think they hit it out of the park again. I'm like, wow, they're gonna have my... I don't remember, did Wondrous Creatures, was that my number one game last year? New to me?
Might have been.
I think it was towards the top, but I think they're going to go back-to-back years. Spoiler, I think they're going to go back-to-back years with a game near the very top of my list for favorite new-to-me game. This one, yeah, just kind of gave vibes of Cascadia a little bit, because you've got these different animals that you're putting out on kind of this tableau landscape that you've built out, and they score depending on if they're next to kind of trees or lily pads or other animals potentially. They kind of just have different
terrain type.
Yeah, different types of scoring. And yeah, the wooden pieces in this one are really amazing. It's also actually a bag building game where you are getting tokens of kind of the different, the leaf resource, water resource. I think there's a red resource and then gold or something, and they all kind of can buy you new chips and stuff, and can also be used. You can spend those to actually get the animals to actually put out onto your board, and there's limited pools of each animal. So
only so many animals.
I just really loved how that all came together, and it's like, okay, I got to put this animal here, and it kind of goes well with this animal as well. And yeah, I'm looking forward to playing this one again. I know you didn't like it quite as much as I did. Hopefully when we play it again, you'll be like, I was wrong. I love this game.
We'll see. Things do happen sometimes.
But yeah, those are at the midpoint of 2025. Some of the new games we've really enjoyed so far this year. Let us know in the comments below what you've been enjoying, whether it's a 2025 game brand new to you, or... And Cookie is frustrated. She is frustrated. She's like, let me do my list. I don't think you've played any games, Cookie. You can't give us any.
You don't sneak down here at night?
Oh, you're going to say goodbye to everyone? But yeah, if you made it this far and liked the video, give us a thumbs up, subscribe for future videos like this, and as always, don't forget to keep on nibbling on our content.